In today's video, I'm going to tell you the truth about 401ks. Hi there, I'm best-selling author David McKnight. In today's video, I'm going to unveil the stunning truth about 401ks and reveal the rare instances in which you should consider contributing to one. Since the 401k was invented, conventional wisdom has always held that you would be in a lower tax bracket in retirement than you were during your working years. And given that reality, it made sense to put as much money into your 401k that you possibly could. You'd get a deduction at that higher marginal tax rate and pay a lower tax when you took that money out much further down the road. The math behind this decision was always beyond reproach. However, in recent years, our nation's burgeoning debt load has made it increasingly obvious that tax rates even 10 years from now are likely to be dramatically higher than they are today. In fact, in 2009, former Comptroller General of the federal government, David Walker, predicted that tax rates would have to double to keep our country solvent. In a recent interview he did on this channel, he reiterated that claim. As time has gone along, more and more experts have made this same prediction. So, all of this begs the question, if tax rates in the future are likely to be dramatically higher than they are today, why are so many people still throwing money hand over fist into their 401ks? Well, I have to say that this really is an excellent question. I've studied it for over 20 years, and I believe the answer comes down to two reasons. The first reason is force of habit. 401k contributions are out of mind and out of sight. That money gets zapped out of your paycheck before you ever have a chance to spend it. 401ks are just so easy, and most people have settled into a groove and aren't really considering the tax calculus on their retirement savings as they go about their daily lives. The second reason Americans are still contributing to their 401ks is the tax deduction. In fact, in some cases, they're actually addicted to the tax deduction. People would much prefer to experience those tax savings today than pay the tax now with the expectation of withdrawing that money tax-free somewhere down the road. The fact is, putting money into a 401k in a rising tax rate environment can be a pretty dangerous proposition. You're exposing yourself to two risks that can force you to run out of money in retirement much sooner than you ever thought possible. The first risk is tax rate risk. As taxes go up over time, you get to keep less and less of your 401k balance. Remember, putting money into a 401k is a bit like going into a business partnership with the IRS, and every year they get to vote on what percentage of your profits they get to keep. Not a very good business partnership if you ask me. The second reason is Social Security taxation. 401k distributions count as provisional income and could cause up to 85% of your Social Security to become taxable to you at your highest marginal tax bracket. That could cause you to run out of money 5 to 7 years faster than someone who gets their Social Security tax-free. Okay, folks, it's time for the Power Zero question of the day. What's your favorite alternative to the 401k? Feel free to put your answers in the comments section below. So, all this said, is there any scenario where you should make a contribution to a 401k? Well, if you're absolutely certain that you will be in a lower tax bracket in retirement, then contribute all that you can. But frankly, I just don't think that will be the case if you're in a 24% marginal tax bracket or lower. It's more likely to be the case if you're currently in a 32, 35, or 37% tax bracket. But of course, there are no guarantees. But the reality is most 401k savers in America are not in those higher tax brackets. They're in the 22 or 24% tax brackets. So when those middle income earners do contribute to their 401ks, they're getting a deduction at historically low tax rates only to postpone the payment of those taxes to a point in the future where taxes are likely to be much, much higher. Folks, The math behind this approach just doesn't add up. So if you are in a 24% tax bracket or lower, what tax-free alternatives make the most mathematical sense? Well, I'd start with the Roth 401k. Remember, whether it's a traditional 401k or a Roth 401k, you get a company match most of the time. By the way, in either case, that match will go into your traditional 401k, but that's hardly a reason to not do a Roth 401k. Why? Because at retirement, you can offset those distributions with your standard deduction. So, tax-free distributions from your 401k? Yes, please. So the Roth 401k is a great option because it's tax-free and in most cases you get a company match, but it isn't the only tax-free alternative you should consider. You should also think about utilizing the Roth IRA, the Roth conversion, and some forms of properly funded permanent life insurance. In Chapter 5 of my best-selling book, The Power of Zero, I call this the Life Insurance Retirement Plan. You'll find this alternative to be a surprisingly flexible, tax-free retirement tool. In short, in a rising tax rate environment, it rarely makes sense to make contributions to a traditional 401k. There are too many risks and the math just doesn't add up. This approach will cause you to run out of money faster than a strategy that calls for multiple streams of tax-free income, none of which show up on the IRS's radar, but all of which contribute to you being in the 0% tax bracket. Why is the 0% tax bracket so powerful? Because if tax rates double, 2 times 0 is still 0. If you need some help creating a balanced, comprehensive plan that eliminates taxes from your retirement and increases the likelihood you'll receive your Social Security tax-free, head on over to davidmcknight.com and opt in for a complimentary strategy session. I'm happy to give you a hand. Don't forget to click like, subscribe, and the bell so you never miss a video, and feel free to make comments or ask questions in the comment section below. This is David McKnight. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.